Good afternoon from me as well. When Excellent asked me to come and speak here, and then I thought, what about how much should I speak? And quite quickly, I came up with these 3-4 key words. But my personal favorites are the two last ones, software and efficiency, and I will talk about these in greater detail. But just to give you an understanding of what we do, a few words about our company. So Luna Group Estonia OÜ. We have been active on the Estonian market since 1998. Not under this name. We have had different owners. We have various names over the years, but Luna Group Eesti or Estonia has been on the market for 7 years, and I have been the CEO. What do we do? We sell workwear, tools, but we mostly have premium class services and products. Our key clients come from construction, production, industry, and what we really love is selling exclusive Scandinavian brands. And this comes from our history. We have had Scandinavian owners, we have had several owners, but this is why we feel closer to Scandinavia. So what makes it exclusive? Well, these are the names, and most people probably don't even know these brands because you cannot buy them in retail stores. But in Estonia, we are the only ones who sell them, distribute them. So, tank tools, guides, and others. So, tools, workwear, PPE. So we are the exclusive resellers here. And once the client or our customer knows these brands, they can only get them from us. So construction industry, well, this is not enough for us to have the exclusive brands. Here you can see our entire portfolio, and this tells you how many brands you really need in order to satisfy the need of the Estonian market. So we provide a comprehensive service. We have distributed our products into 4 pillars, so tools and appliances, workwear, gloves, footwear, PPE, machinery and equipment. So it could be that someone buys just footwear, PPE from us, others buy equipment, machines, and in some industries you have hundreds of members of staff that need to have good clothes, footwear, good equipment, machines. So we move from smaller to greater. It's not a universal kind of business for us in that sense. A few words about the figures. Well, as I said, we have been on the Estonian market for more than 20 years. We have 3 locations in Tallinn, also Viljandi, Central Estonia. Why is it important? Because actually, if you want to take part in public procurements, then Tallinn alone is not enough. It doesn't cover Estonia properly. And we have more than 4,000 business customers, and they all need their own specific solution. They all have their own needs, very particular to them. We have 1,000 square meters of showrooms. Most of it is in Tallinn. As I mentioned that we provide workwear, it's important that people can come and try these on. The clothes really need to fit. Well, everybody knows it. You can buy online, but if you can try it on, then you really feel what it's like. And if we talk about professional workwear, then it's really expensive, and it's important that people can try it on and see if it fits. We have 15,000 stock keeping units. products. So plenty of solutions that we can put together, and we are quite proud about the selection of the brands that we have. And this is what we focus on, a comprehensive service, premium brands in our portfolio, very strong business-to-business partnership model, and long-term customer relations. Selling a very good product is something that helps you with the last one, the long-term client relations. And we get our competitive advantage from high quality and trustworthiness and very good service, and not hit with a low price. So those who appreciate good quality appreciate it. And our strategy, I would say that we formed our strategy all the way back in 1998. We want to sell the premium segment. And I would say check. We also have very well considered, selected brand portfolio. Again, check. And business-to-business customer relations development, again, check. We do have the customers, so it is functioning well. And again, we have items from small to big. And when we talk about Luna Group, we have been operating under this name for 7 years. Now, if you look at where do we get the efficiency, let's say 7 years ago, we thought that, okay, processes, software, is it all sustainable? Is it scalable? And then we initiated certain processes, so that we have people, and we have people with their expectations. What does an employee expect? Perhaps life coaches are talking about self-realization. But if you really take it to the grassroots level, then everybody needs a salary. They need time, whether they can buy this time or not, and they want satisfaction. And if you look at the employer's view, then it's a bit similar, but perhaps the angle is different. So they want productivity, they pay for it, and they get productivity. If the time has been rightly used, then it's efficient. And if the member of staff is committed, and if the employer is also committed, then the employer is satisfied. So if you look at what the employer wants, what the employee wants, what our customers want, our premium segment. So what can we change? How do we start the change? We have all the building blocks, the elements, but how do we initiate it? Do we want to change everything altogether? So we looked into this and realized that something that makes both employer and employee faster and more efficient is accurate data. We can add information as well. And if you look at how we have moved from 7 years ago to now, then I could give you an example that as Excellent has helped us with these solutions. Where did we find us before? Actually, the ERP we used was much more expensive. The sales, the orders handling took us 2-3 times more time. There were more steps, several assistants who had to be involved with one sales order. Whether they had to buy something first, whether they had to send something out from the warehouse. I will come back to this later. And the same was true about purchasing invoices or orders. You had to send emails, use online platforms, so it was pretty complicated all. Stock inventory. We knew, of course, what we wanted to keep in stock, but we didn't have good statistics, good overview. We thought that, okay, we will have 10 SKUs, but we almost never knew how much we really needed, more or less. And the sales statistics, sales information also. What have we sold, how much? It was all report-based, you had to check it up. And since we have quite many brands, which means that we have many suppliers, again, we had to communicate via emails, their platforms, etc. It was really complex. And even the stock inventory. If you do project sales, then you need a better overview of precise numbers of units in stock. And it wasn't easy to get this overview. But now, where do we find us today, thanks to being more efficient? First of all, the software is more cost effective, thanks to the partner that we are using. And the sales pipeline that I described before. And I have an example. For example, if for one order, several people had to step in and do their bit, then now the sales order is a matter of one person who makes sure that this order reaches the warehouse, the client, and also the EDI orders. We don't use an online platform, a separate online platform. No, we can use our own software, and this is sent directly to my supplier's software. So we don't have to do the manual work in between, and of course, no human errors, thanks to that. And we restock, completely need space, because we constantly analyze how much we have sold, what should be in stock, and then the restocking happens. So it's not static anymore. No, it's more flexible. So we don't want to have too much in stock or too little. And what's also important, sales statistics, sales reports. Today, this morning, I know exactly what the situation was. So this is also very important for us. And something else that we've done by now is that we've integrated our suppliers' stock inventory in our software, which means that if I need to know, well, as I mentioned, we do project sales, and if our sales account manager needs to sell 10 jackets, for example, we have 10 in stock, and very quickly the account manager can just check the supplier's stock inventory and already know what the delivery time is, etc. So we can give out very reliable information to our clients. And we have all the stock inventory across our suppliers, the products, etc. Data makes our work much more effective. And if our suppliers have good tools, then they are very happy, and the same is true for customers. So this was something I wanted to show you. This is the sales order. So you had to type in all these entries, okay. 3 items come from Sweden, then the delivery cost, what kind of delivery, DPD, for example, and the next entry tells us that it has been ordered, it has a number, someone's initials, and then on row 17, some more information, and followed by, okay, yes, this order has been sent to the warehouse. So all these various steps And if you have 10 salespeople in a team, they all kind of entered this information as they wanted. But today, this is what it looks like. So you have an order, you put it in the client's shelf, so to speak. On the other end, there's who's responsible. So you order it, ready, you click on the delivery time, you click on everything that needs to be clicked on, and then automatically it is forwarded to people who are responsible for starting to fulfill these tasks. So the automation and the availability of data is there, and it's also much more convenient for our team. And if you look at where we are now, I would say that we can also check the last row. Thanks for that we have achieved efficiency through processes and software. So all the solutions that I showed you before and the journey that we went through just makes me thank our partner. They've helped us a lot, so thank you. And I was a bit quicker than I expected probably with my talk. Thanks.
Thank you to Indrek. If you come here, the camera will have a better view of you. There are a few questions. You emphasized the premium positioning. How do you avoid price competition in a tough economic situation? This is about tough, old-school sales work. You have to explain to the client what the advantage of buying this is, so you need to provide comparisons of a cheaper item and a more expensive and better quality item. And we believe in this, and our clients believe in better quality. Of course, there are budgets, and it's not always possible to buy premium. But in recent years, this has become more critical. Thank you. You can submit questions. We have 6 minutes of time. We have received 3 questions now. Question number 2. How difficult is it to make your employees take on board new software solutions? Every manager and project manager can confirm that first you come across resistance. Why do I need to adopt new technology? But you can demonstrate how this facilitates your work, and you can explain how this works for the company, so people will understand if they see the entirety of the situation, not only the work that a specific employee is doing, but the bigger picture. This helps. But also, as I explained with the example of the sales pipeline, it's very clear no mistakes can occur. You can't blame anyone for not doing their bit. It's very concrete, very clear, and this works. And this sales order that cannot be submitted without making such choices. Now, question number 3. On the basis of what criteria did you make the decisions for the ERP? We made the decision on the following basis. We had done business with Excellent before, but we today use the standard box, and its cost effectiveness compared to what we were using before is overwhelmingly big, and we looked at what we're getting and realized that we have paid too much for the service we have had used before. Of course, you need to involve people who will work for you, but we understood that there was a lot of receptiveness because it seemed logical and convenient. There are no more questions at this stage, but I have one. You have a very broad selection of products and brands, different categories, machines, workwear, tools, and so on and so forth. How do you not lose focus in terms of organization, logistics, management, people? For us, the narrow down starts from the customer. We have our customers. We sell solutions to our customers. This is important. We look at what our customers need. We know how to access this, and this big portfolio gives us alternatives. If we have the solution, then we will find it from our large product selection. I will check if new questions have been submitted. No, but I have one more. There's a lot of talk about strategy, how this is materialized for you in a daily basis, and how do your employees understand this. We have our own focus, and we know who we want to attract. We have a limited number of employees, we're not that big, and sometimes we need to just re-emphasize what we want to do, to whom, what our priorities are, what our strengths are, what our exclusive benefits are. It's easier to manage that. So this reset or recall from time to time is good, even for myself. So we're not doing too much. You need to distinguish the important things from the not so important. If a customer wants to buy something that you don't have, then you of course want to provide service to the client, but you may get distracted from your focus. So this needs to be reviewed constantly. Very good. We have no more questions. Thank you very much to you, Indrek. Thanks.